After the surrender of Japan during World War II, the Korean Peninsula was divided between the United States and the Soviet Union. A division border was made around the 38 parallel line. After they did the 38 parallel line, at the 25th of June 1950, however, Communist forces in the north attacked the south, beginning the Korean War between the Communists in the north and the United States troops in the south. After this war lasted for about 3 years, from 1950 to 1953, where there was a peace treaty signed at Panmunjom. The 38 parallel reset as boundary between Communist North and anti-Communist South. After the Korean War, there was some tension between both countries. Both of them were trying to get things together, their new laws, their new presidents, or the new government. From 1962 to 1968, the North Korean regime sent agents and guerrilla teams to the south, which were soon neutralized. Several attacks were committed against members of the South government into the 1980s, including 2 against President Park Chung-hee. Between 66 to 69, the demilitarized zone conflict between North and South Korea began a series of clashes on both sides. After this, there was an important event called the Blue House Raid, which was an unsuccessful attempt by North Korea commanders to assassinate the South Korean president, Park Chung-hee, in his residence. After a series of events because of the attacks to the president, there were some talks which led to North Korea trying to have a unified country but with 2 government systems, which were the Democratic for the South and the Communist for the North. But this proposal was dismissed because of the low possibility that it wouldn't work. After this, in 1984, there was a 5 economic conference to argue the economic changes between the North and the South. The 5 economic conference ended up with just 1 because of the team spirit discipline that the US military had in South Korea.
In 1987, the newly elected South Korean President Roh Tae-woo launched a diplomatic initiative known as Nordpolitik, with the goal of normalized relations with the closest allies to North Korea, China, and the Soviet Union. After that, the high-level talks were held in Seoul in 1991, which led to the Agreement on Reconciliation, Non-Aggression, Exchanges, and Cooperation and the Joint Declaration on the Denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. This happened at the same time with the admission of both North and South Korea to the United Nations. Later then, the good intentions generated by these talks began to dissipate because of the North Korean's nuclear program, which led in 1994 to the agreed framework between the United States and North Korea. The objective of this agreement was the freezing and the replacement of North Korea nuclear power plant program. The agreement was implemented with some troubles until its effective broke down in 2003. In 1998, South Korean President Kim Dae-jung announced a sunshine policy towards North Korea that was meant to soften the relations between the 2 countries. However, US President George Bush did not support the sunshine policy, and in 2002 marked North Korea as a member of an axis of evil, which is the term that his administration used to describe governments that sponsor terrorism and seek weapons of mass destruction. The increasing concerns about North Korea's potential to develop nuclear missiles led to the 6-party talks in 2003 that include North Korea, South Korea, the USA, Russia, China, and Japan. These talks result in North Korea withdrawing from the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT) in 2003. The Sunshine Policy was formally abandoned by the new South Korea President Lee Myung-bak in 2010 because of North Korean Navy sank off Bangyong Island in the Yellow Sea. Since that happened, inter-Korean relations has been intensively rough.
Hi, I'm Lena from South Korea, and I'm exchange student in EAFIT and one of the members of this group.
Right, Lena. You as a Korean, what do you think about inter-Korean relations in general?
As a Korean, definitely we're in one of the worst relationship with North Korea right now, because after Donald Trump was elected as a president of the United States, it's becoming worse because he wants to withdraw all the United States military from South Korea, and it's really a big deal for us because Korea is one of the country which is so dependent with United States. So currently the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, which is called THAAD, is entering South Korea right now, and it could cut off the intercontinental ballistic missile from North Korea. This kind of situation is raising the possibility of war. So it's true that it's a really serious situation right now. But honestly, for Koreans, we're not that worried about the third war or the war between North Korea and United States. But it's true that we're in a moment which is one of the most dangerous right now.